Hi, Kerry here from My Cloud Bookkeeping. I work with small business owners and entrepreneurs and help them to utilize QuickBooks Online to keep their business bookkeeping up to date and make accurate, up-to-the-minute decisions to manage their business finances. If you receive a deposit or partial payment when you issue an invoice to your customer, you can now record it directly on the invoice. Now, you may have noticed a deposit box on the bottom of your invoice form. Previously, this did not work well, and I had advised you not to use it. And now it's fixed. The deposit box has been rolled out as a new feature. This video will walk through how to turn it on and show you how the entries are posted and what it looks like in both the customer center and how to match the funds that are received to the bank.
Okay, so I'm going to pop up here and say new invoice. And ignore the AI assist for now. I've got a different video talking about that. I'm going to pop up here. So we have manage is what pulls up this right hand side. So we want to go to manage if it doesn't come up automatically, and then select payment options. Now you can see here deposit is new. It's not actually new, they've just fixed it. So I'm going to say yes, I'm turning on the deposit function, and then I need to manage it. So when I manage it, I can set up a default deposit amount, or maybe it's a deposit amount for this invoice. I don't know. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to enter it directly in a moment, and I'll show you how. Payment method is optional. You can select any of these things from the drop down, but because it's optional, I'm not going to do anything. But deposit to, now this is important. You're either going to select your checking, your savings, or whatever bank account you have set up, or undeposited funds. I like undeposited funds because that way it doesn't matter which account it ends up in, it should match, and you're less likely to make a mistake. So now we'll pop across here to the invoice, and let's see, let's go with Amy's Bird Sanctuary today. I'm going to go back to Amy's, and I really do like these rock fountains. I'm going to get some rock fountains, and to make it worthwhile getting a deposit, we'll sell 50 of them. How's that? That's quite a lot. And then we'll add in some concrete too. So, whoops, concrete would be great if I could spell concrete. Here we go. Let's say we've got $1,500 worth of concrete. I'm going to take the tax off because I don't like overcomplicating these things. I'm going to scroll down, and we have the option here for deposit. So we might be going to ask Amy for a $5,000 deposit because, you know, this is a big job. We want to make sure we've got the money to buy our concrete and the rock fountains before we do the work. So we enter this deposit in here, and I'm going to save it so that I can show you the journal entry. Now, if you're the sort of person that's like, oh my goodness, I don't want to see a journal entry, just either fast forward a little bit or bear with me because I think it's kind of handy to see. So I'm going to pop here to the transaction journal, and I'll show you what's happened. We've got sales of $13,750. The cost of goods sold is all coming out of inventory and things. Don't worry about that so much. But what I really want to show you is that the accounts receivable and the undeposited funds here are the two things that add up together. So what it's showing me is that the amount that's going to show up for Amy in your AR is going to be reduced by this amount that's in undeposited funds. Now, if that was totally double Dutch to you, that's okay. I'm going to pop across and show you in the customers section where it might make a little bit more sense. So if we look in Amy's Bird Sanctuary here, I'm going to click on Amy. You can see there's an overdue payment of $239 that has nothing to do with us, plus the amount that we have. This is the transaction that we've just put in. So you can see that the amount of the invoice is $16,470. It's partially paid. $11,470 is due. So that deposit has reduced the amount that Amy owes us. Now I'm going to pop up here to the bank deposit, new bank deposit. And you can see this $5,000 we collected from Amy. It's waiting to be deposited. So when we put the transaction in the bank, when we update our bank feed, and that $5,000 comes in, or if it's part of a larger deposit, we'll be able to match that directly from the bank feed. And then everything now works. The way the deposit was before didn't work, and I used to suggest that you didn't use it. So now it's safe to turn it on, and it works beautifully.
Hopefully that all made sense. It's a much easier way to record any payments received at the time of invoicing, and the balance remaining is clear and easy to follow up with. So be sure to like, subscribe, and ring that little bell, because as I have more QuickBooks tips and rollouts, I'll be making new videos. And as always, I would love to hear from you. Cheers.